Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to your triple good morning yoga. Today, Circe will join us throughout the day when there aren't squirrels and birds, or she's not going to lay in the dirt. It's going to be great. Okay, let's find a comfortable seat. We'll do a quick centering here before we get ready to move on today. So, if you're sitting on a chair, if you're sitting on a sofa, wherever you're sitting, just sit up nice and tall. Tall back, again, golden thread. All the way to the sky, shoulders move toward the earth, sits bones ground in. If you'd like to close your eyes, just find your breath. Just take your focus inside. And although you can hear things around you, pay attention to what's going on, in your body. And as you feel that breath in and out, once you feel it all the way through your fingertips, wiggle those toes, feel it all the way down at the bottom. So take yourself from your brain into your body, okay? If you'd like to set an intention for your day, please do that. I think Circe's intention is to chase as many things as possible and stand in front of the camera. Right, Circe? Yep, that's it. Okay, so 3, 2, 1. All right, let's get started. Circe, come. Thank you. Thank you. All right, today we're focusing on core, which is here and here, okay? So we'll get some low back, we'll get some core at the same time. We only have 15 minutes. So we have to do this kind of quick, right? All right, so I'm going to try to keep us in time. Come to an all fours. If you'd like some padding underneath you, or if you are standing, you can do this standing with your hands bent over on a table or on a sofa. Okay. Knees wide as the mat. We're just going to get a little warmed up. So taking the tailbone back, head drops. Inhale. Everything comes up. Again, on your own breath. Exhale to the back. Inhale up. I'd like you to take 3 more of these. Okay, I have 2 more. Go all the way, sink it down. All the way up. You want to round through the back? You can do that too. Rounding and take it back. It's my last one. Everybody meet me back in a neutral position. Right there. All right, let's start our day. Curling the toes under. For our first plank of the day. Maybe your only plank. Unless we do more here, which we probably will. Okay, push up out of your shoulders. Shoulders right over the wrists. And try to think of your toes right over your heel or under your heels. Definitely makes it harder. You should feel that work in your core. And then lift the hips. Aim them where the wall and ceiling meet behind you. For down dog, the triceps are going to curl under you, just right underneath. Ribs come up and in. Right? You can feel that when you bring them up, in. Feel that core strengthening up, powering up for the day. Let's pedal through those legs. Find our calves. All right, tailbone rounding down still, thinking rounding back toward the floor. Inhale, come back to plank. And sometimes it's hard to tell because I was always taught plank is like one line years ago, but now in my training we did a little higher and I actually find it better on the core. Knees drop to the floor, or if you're standing, just stay standing like this. Everybody's going to, I'm sorry, knees would be back here. Because I got to wake up. Exhale. Ribs are going to meet those elbows as they bend down, you're going to come right over the top of them. Oof, all the way to the mat or all the way to your table or your sofa, taking it down. You can be bent at the waist. And then find your hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, chest comes up, quads engage. Right, so we're getting a lot of good low back here. Your gaze is still at your mat or at the sofa, but you're just bringing that chest up. Really engage through the thighs to help protect that back. Exhale. Take it down. Inhale, lift the hips. If you are standing, start moving your hips back. Curl the toes under, down dog or standing down dog. This time, lift that right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it through. So if you're standing, you're holding on to a chair or a sofa. Turn sideways and just step back into a lunge. Right, holding on. You can be right up there holding on, okay? All right, so we're going to work some legs and core. Inhale. Arms come up here. Exhale. Airplane arms. Chest comes in. So we're going to really feel that in the leg, but really tighten through your core. One big inhale. Exhale. Hands to the mat. And it's nice to have some fingertips. Hi, Argus. Yep. Excitement, excitement, excitement for the day. Okay, then flat hands all the way back. Send that leg back. Beautiful. Inhale, other side. Exhale, step it through. Nice legs here. Breathe in. Sweep the arms up and overhead. Sink into that a little bit. As you let that go, torso comes down. Really engage through the core here. Core and low back. Squeezing in. Feeling it in that glute. Right down here too. In the thigh. Exhale, hands to the mat. Take a second. Then all the way back. There we go. Down dog. Now if you have a blanket like me, go ahead, scoot it out of the way. Exhale back to a plank. If you're standing, hands go back on to the back of your chair or table. You can find a nice plank position. Exhale, drop the knees. Elbows kiss the ribs all the way to the floor. Okay. Now, if you were standing, you can lay all the way down on the floor, if that works for you. If it doesn't, you can do this sitting in a chair a little differently. Okay, so we're going to inhale, lift the chest. Make sure those hands are under the shoulders, right? I always have to move mine around to find it. Engage in the quads. So if you're standing up, you're going to just do a nice little small back bend where you're standing. Now, take the arms to airplane. So if you're on your belly, this is too much, drop down, come back up, okay? So here's our back working. Calm your breath, engage your quads, and then take everything to the floor, right? And there we go, one more, inhale, hands come up. So in a chair, you're in just a slight back bend. Hands go back. And this time, if you're standing or sitting in a chair, you can just stay, you can actually, if it works for you, you can pick your feet up off the floor here and feel some core. If you're on the ground, pick up those legs, keep your gaze toward the mat. This is right in your back, right? So really power up those quads. Think of lifting through the chest and not squeezing your low back. I know it's hard because those muscles are firing like crazy. One big inhale. Exhale everything to the mat. Good. Put your head down. Take a breath here. If you're sitting in a chair, you can just roll your spine forward, round forward. If you're on the mat now, put your hands back on your shoulders and push up to your knees again. Now take your knees as wide as the mat. Exhale, take it back. Your seat does not have to be sitting on your ankles. Mine never reaches. You can be here. You could be here. But we'll want to find some rounding in that low back. So round your tailbone down. Think of almost like a little arch in your low back. And inhale. Take it up. Knees come in. So you could sit in hero's pose. Put a blanket or block here, which is so nice. Or sit in a chair. So we're all sitting. Hands at the waist. Okay, this is a fun one. Just keeping the seat where it is. Leaning forward. Airplane arms. You'll start finding a little core. Bring your core up and in. Long body. So fingertips are engaged. For me, I'm going to go a little bit lower. Right there's where mine is. So it's almost like you're from your tailbone to your head, you're in plank, right? Go a little lower if you can. Same thing in the chair. Taking it lower. Arms sweep out. Here's the challenging part. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I always have to come up a little higher, right? Right. There we go. There goes the back. Being happy. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, take it down. I got to keep an eye on my time because I'm trying to keep this in the 15-minute range, which I'm terrible at. Okay, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, take them to the mat. Now, if you're in a chair, I want you to stand. So we're going to be in our down dog. In a chair, you can put a hand on a table or a sofa, like the sofa arm. Go ahead and swing your hips a little from side to side. Some nice movement here. And inhale. Take your right foot right next to your left. And we're going to pivot your whole body onto the side of that left foot. Right foot comes out. Into side plank here. Or side plank here. Either way, got this long, long core. And we are engaging through that core. You want to try picking up the leg. Whoo, right? Your shoulder is not underneath your wrist. It's a little bit, hi Argus. It's a little bit, in front. You can see my balance today. I found this more challenging, I think, than the other way. Okay. Right, if you're leaning on a table or chair, you're in the same long position. You're just more upright. Inhale. Big breath as you start to roll. Exhale, roll back to center. Down dog. And then out to plank. And we'll do the same thing. Inhale, start pivoting that foot, letting that hip move to the side. Exhale. One foot stacks on top of the other. Side plank. Again, you can be here or here. If you're here, think of pushing through that the foot that's on the ground, the long leg. Push through it, and you can almost push yourself up a little. So you're putting less weight in your knee. You'll feel a little bit more. Argus, hi. Big inhale. And you let it go. Back to down dog. Inhale forward to plank. And hold. So let me look at our time. And we are going to hold this plank a little bit. So When you're holding plank, the best thing to do is to try to calm your breath. Push up out of your shoulders. Okay, now drop the knees a little. Yeah, let those knees hover. Ooh, you feel that? Just keep thinking of power in your mind, pushing those toes in the ground, pushing your knuckles into the mat, rounding those arms up and under. On your next exhale, back to down dog. One more, inhaling out to the plank. Bend the knees, hover. Actually, let's step those knees in a little bit, or step those feet in a little bit. Oh, there we go. I want you to find your core wherever your feet are. If you are standing, you can stay in a plank with your hands on the table or sofa. The lower you take those knees, the harder it is. All right, and if you're down, drop them to the mat. Let's roll over on your back. So everyone can do this on their back, or if you want to do this, in a chair, you can do the leg lifts with the chair and just leaning your upper body back a little. Okay, so our last thing for today. Inhale, take the legs up. If your legs are here, that's okay. Or if they're here, that's okay. Or if they're here, that's okay. All right, just gonna take them up, and we're gonna find a spot where you can hold. So your knees might be bent. I like doing this a lot actually because I can take it lower. You might be here, and here. The whole key is keeping that low back, that sacrum, on the ground. When it starts coming up, lift your legs a little bit. Right, so I am pressing my low back into the ground. And that way I'm activating my entire core, front and back. Okay, let's see where we are. We're just about done here. Okay, more challenging. Take your arms up overhead, a few inches off the ground, thumbs pointing down. If you want to engage the legs, you can flex the feet. Ooh. Okay, low back, low back, low back. Pushing into the ground. Breathing through it. Breathing through it. And a big exhale. Drop it all down. Very, very nice. Take a moment here. Appreciate your free 15. That you've done something nice for your body today. I'm going to take about 20 seconds just appreciating that. And the next time you breathe in, put those feet on the floor, bend the knees. Take yourself to one side where you can push yourself up to a seated position. Hands to heart center so we can thank ourselves, thank yourself for doing something beautiful for your body today. Taking care of yourself.